viewers, and a lukewarm welcome to yet another episode of Situation Report on Live TV. Situation Report brings you 30 minutes contemporary happenings about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zobel, anchoring this presentation of the program. And top-notch stories following today say President Weah and entourage navigates the vicinity of the Providence Island, suggesting the area as Liberia's next capital. OMIO Special Representative to the Secretary General, Mr. Faris Zarif, thanks the institution for its magnificent and outstanding work in Liberia. And 33 aggrieved interim doctors threaten a go-slow action if government fails to provide their monthly stipend. We're bringing all of these fascinating stories plus so much more. Once more, my name is Yekezi Zoe, asking you to please invite someone to view along as we take this break. To be right back.
Audio Jungle.
I just wanna pray. You already know it's your homeboy, Boy CIC, and you're watching Light TV. Light TV. 100% Liberian content. Keep watching.
Audio Jungle.
Pleasant welcome back to the program and straight into our developments. Liberian President George Weah, alongside some top government officials, Monday navigated the vicinity of the Providence Island, suggesting the area as the next capital city of the country. The Providence Island is one of the most historical islands in Liberia, where the first batch of freed slaves from America settled and later founded what is today called Liberia. The president, after exploring the vicinity of the island, said it is best positioned to give the country a modern look, adding that the area will be used to build skyscrapers and other state-of-the-art facilities in the country. According to the president, the project will kickstart with the construction of an up-to-date 4,000 seating capacity conference hall. Meanwhile, the date for the construction of the conference hall is yet to be disclosed by the president. Some sources close to President Weah hinted Situation Report that the new city will link UN Drive with a modern bridge. Well, OMIO Special Representative to the Secretary General, Mr. Faris Zarif, has thanked the institution for its magnificent and outstanding work in Liberia. Mr. Zarif also thanked Liberians for their role in the country's peace-building process, especially during and after the elections. He meanwhile considered Liberia as a classic example of peace-building in the West African region. Mr. Zarif indicated that OMIO is leaving the country, but the UN will remain to continuously render other services to Liberians. He made the remarks Tuesday in Sinkol at a farewell program in honor of OMIO.
come here before you, not to be thanked, not to be appreciated, not to be gowned individually, personally, or on behalf of UNMIL, but I have accepted this invitation to come here in order to express my own thanks and gratitude and those of the United Nations mission in Liberia for the magnificent, outstanding, and committed work that you have been carrying out during all this time. It is time for us to acknowledge all the work that has gone into bringing the level of public knowledge and awareness higher, to the point that you produced probably the best example of peaceful, participatory, incredible elections, not only in Liberia, but throughout this region. Because of your work, people did the right things. Yes, we have turned the page, we have commenced a new chapter. But this chapter is not going to be promising any relief in terms of our obligation, in terms of the level of engagement and commitment that we must show in order to advance the processes, the work that we have commenced years ago. Some of these work are still in progress, and without us remaining fully engaged, there is a risk of these processes either dying away or even threatening reversal of the other gains that Liberia has made together and with your help.
Also speaking at the program, the Chief of Public Communications at OMIL, Madam Lee Rabison, thanked OMIL's traditional groups of communicators for the honor.
Buddy, thank you so much for the invitation here today. I feel very, very honored to stand before you and to stand in this magnificent outfit, so I thank you. I thank you all. As traditional communicators, you have taken our message, UNMIL's message that is being crafted by the international community in your country. You've taken that and you've delivered it to places that we could not have gone. You've trekked through mud, you've taken canoes, you've taken helicopters when you need to, you slept on the job just to try and get to the people that really needed to hear this message. You've taken our messages to grassroots. You've taken our messages to rural communities that would not have otherwise heard or been able to consider what we wanted to say to them. I thank you for that. UNMIL thanks you for that. You are our traditional communicators. You are our messengers of peace. You will always be in that position. If you would, you all know who you are, but I would like to take time out to actually just read out who our traditional communicators are, and thank you.
Well, for his part, Liberia's Peace Ambassador Moses Gazal thanked OMIL for tolerating Liberia's indiscipline by sustaining peace in the country. According to Ambassador Gazal, as OMIL leaves Liberia, young people have a key role in sustaining peace in the country.
2 days ago, I was talking to the man who was in charge of configuring Liberia to this level, Ambassador Alan Scott, and he said he was applauding Liberians for according the UN mission in Liberia. That's why we reached at this level. But I think I will have a reverse of it. I will have a reverse in the sense that I will applaud the United Nations for tolerating our indiscipline as a country. I said our indiscipline because there is no way in the world you look at your brother and kill them because you have differences. And these men risked their life, they left their families and came here to keep peace and tell us it's not good to fight among yourselves as brothers and sisters. So today, I want to wish all of these beautiful women, I say my mothers, because if it wasn't for you, we would not have been here today. Because you stood the test of time. We have a canopy here today. Yeah, I think it sounds good, right? But that time we didn't have canopies here. In fact, our mothers were sheltering themselves when rockets were flying. The rain was seeing them here. We didn't have chairs here. There was no crushed rag that we can stand on. But still they braved that storm. And finally, we reached a conclusion in Accra to bring peace to Liberia, and the United Nations and the international community listen to us. But today, Honorable Zarif, you are not the only SRSG that served in Liberia. There were so many of them, from Jack Paul Clan to Alan Doss to Karen Landgram to Margaret Loy. All of them serve in this country. And I say you are the blessed one because you concluded the mission.
Meanwhile, speaking to Situation Report in an exclusive interview, some women of the Women Peace Building Network of Liberia expressed their opinion or impression about the departure of Omel from the country.
Very, very big job in Liberia for us. He made us to go around and make awareness for our people, then for the children to move on the street, to talk to them that they must leave the drugs. They did a lot of job for us. And they empower the women, they empower the youth to go and talk and make awareness in the various community. They did a very big job for us. Even said, I'm happy today, but I'm ready. I think I'm feeling bad about our leader then going, they all may going today from this our country. I'm feeling good about it. Ready? Because the army train them, the soldier, our army train the soldier and the police. And I know that they will do better job for us in this country. And with to the police and the soldiers. I know they will be the best security for us in this country. I want to extend my greeting to them that the work that they do in our country, I'm telling them thank you, but they must not forget about us. They must always keep in contact with the peace building network women. We want for them to look for a job for us to do. Now we'll be working with some NGO that will be carrying the peace through all this country that will not finish. The peace that will maintain and sustain the peace in our life.
But there's some people are more more than so good. If we don't go on the street to talk to them, it will not be good for us. Because they will be disturbing or they will be going somewhere to take your bed from you, and which they will not be good for us. So we just got to do the same thing. The government that was here, the thing we're doing, they got to be on our feet to talk to our children. What the cause so good. I tell all me bye-bye. They must not forget about us. I tell them thank you. Let God bless them.
I'm feeling very, very bad because we used to own it and we love on it and we work together on it, made us to be free in the society and then go in other communities, carrying the messages. I'm feeling very, very bad. Sorry.
Well, if you just joined us, it's a reminder that you viewing your most enlightening and informative program, Situation Report on Live TV. Situation Report brings you 30 minutes contemporary unfoldings about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zobel, anchoring this edition of the program, and trending stories we're following today say President Weah and entourage navigates the vicinity of the Providence Island, suggesting the area as Liberia's next capital. Omil's special representative to the Secretary General, Mr. Farid Zarif, thanks the institution for its magnificent and outstanding work in Liberia. And thus 33 aggrieved intern doctors threaten a go-slow action if government fails to provide their monthly stipend. We'll now take a break to be right back with the rest of the other developments.
Audio Jungle.
They drew them plenty and they flew by way. But no one like my kid, man. What's up, LIB? This is your boy Dench. Keep watching Light TV, your home for Liberian music. One love.
Audio Jungle.
Pleasant welcome back to the program and thanks for rejoining us. 33 aggrieved Indian doctors from various hospitals across the country have threatened to take a go-slow action if government fails to provide their monthly stipend in the tune of $650. The doctors peacefully assembled Tuesday before the entrance of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs seeking an audience with the president on the matter. Speaking to Situation Report, the head of the aggrieved doctors who studied in Liberia, Dr. Richard Doe, said some of the doctors have worked for 5, 4, and 3 months respectively without any pay. According to Dr. Doe, they have met with relevant health authorities, including the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, on the matter, but to no avail. He, however, threatened a go-slow action at the end of this month if their plight is not addressed.
Some of us 5 months ago, some of us 3 months ago, we have not received any sort of money from the Ministry of Health. That's in terms of either salary or incentives. And this is something that should have been paid on a monthly basis, but up till now we have not received even $5 from the government. Yet we are required to work every day. Sometimes we even work for 3 days straight without even having to go home to see your families and other things. We've been in communication with authorities from the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the last 3 to 4 months, but we have not been able to review any fruitful results. So we decided to write the president and ask him for an audience. We did the letter 2 weeks ago, but up until now we did not receive any redress. By this weekend, which will be the end of the month, some of us are scheduled to go out of town, and there's no way possible that we can go and continue that work when we do not have money to take ourselves or to even support our families who are back home. We are 33 doctors. Of the 33, 8 of them were trained out of Liberia and 25 were trained right within Liberia. We are still not certain as to what exactly the problem is, because in one of our meetings with authorities from the Ministry of Health, that was back in January, we were informed that we were already captured by the ministry. The only hold up to us receiving our incentive was that they had not received funding from Ministry of Finance. Now since then, some of the employees have been paid for both January and February, yet we have not received any of our money yet. It is very, very frustrating. In a country where we know the doctor to patient ratio is already far beyond what it's supposed to be, this is not the way to treat doctors. Like, you cannot encourage people to come into the field when you're doing this. Well, we are here till the end of the day. If we cannot see him today, we'll be back here tomorrow. Yeah, but we need redress. We cannot continue going on like this. If the government is not prepared for us, in as much as we have the responsibility to treat patients, we also have the right to be paid. Now, if the government is not ready for us, they should let us know. We can go and do whatever else. We could go to private entities or find other means of earning a living, but we cannot continue this way. We're waiting till the end of the month, which ends, I think, this weekend. So that's the time frame that we have. We've already informed all our authorities, the Liberian Medical and Dental Council, Liberian Medical and Dental Association. The new health minister was also giving a communication about the same issue. So it will be a go-slow action. We cannot continue to work this way. We will have to look for other means of earning a living.
Well, for her part, the head of the aggrieved intern doctors who studied abroad, Dr. Yaman Boluman, expressed frustration over the government's failure to pay them. According to Dr. Boluman, some of them were afforded the opportunity to work abroad upon graduation, but refused such opportunity due to patriotism.
Have been engaging the government for our salaries, our money, our pay, whichever term they use, because sometimes they say we're now on payroll, so we can't call it salary. But whichever terms they decide to use, we have been asking the government to give our money. They have not given it to us. Some of us started work November 1. Some of the graduates from here, Liberia, started January. But up to this time, it's been 5 months now. We have not gotten paid. And they got people here that have families. I mean, it took some of us 10 to 12 years to go to medical school to get a medical degree. And you can get a degree and you come and stay begging for money. So we engaged the Ministry of Health. They did not do anything. Every day we go to them, they will say, oh, go and come back, go and come back. That has been since December. We engaged the finance ministry, they have not done anything. So we decided today as a group, about 33 doctors, intern doctors, we decided to come today to meet the president. And we've been here since 11 this morning, but no one has come out, you know, to tell us anything. The security, the head of security came here and he told us he would talk to the president for us to come back next week. So we said we can come back next week because at the end of this week, some of our colleagues supposed to be going all the town. They got some people going to Tapeta, some people going to Ganta, you know, Phoebe. So we said we cannot wait for next week. At least we can wait until the end of this week, but we can wait for next week. And then they're like, oh no, it's not, you can't just see the president like that. So we decided, okay, we'll sit here, we are not going to riot, we're not going to cause any confusion here, but we'll sit and wait for the president when he's going home. He will see us and know that we are serious. We mean business. We mean business.
A young Liberian from Grand Bassa County is calling on President George Weah to help him seek justice over the alleged murder of his brother in the county. According to Jerome and Joe, his 15-year-old brother was murdered in Grand Bassa since 2017, but the alleged perpetrators are yet to face justice.
What really brought me here is there's no justice for the poor in Liberia, and my little brother was murdered by some guys who drained the blood from his body, and then the police they drained the blood from his body, yes. And then the police in Grand Bassa County, they took bribe from the suspects involved because he has a capacity of turning cases around.
Is it a medical report that told you that?
It's not medical report. The boy died on the spot and the blood was in a jar, was caught in your hand or tossing over the body or over the blood valve. The bottle fell and the jar got broken and the blood wasted. And then since then the other court in Grand Bassa County, they have done nothing about it. I have come as far as capital building to meet with some hierarchies, that which I did, and up to present, nothing good has been said to me. And I've been to Ome Radio, they announced it. I've been to Prawn FM, they announced it. I've been to Shadow 102 Henry Costa radio station, they announced it. And I've also been to Power FM, they announced it. Up to present, nothing has been done. So for this reason, I've decided to call on to the president. We were to be in good number, but actually my father died in car accident, and we were two brothers who are working after the case. But speaking to you now, one person has been in missing action since he got kidnapped. I don't know if he's still alive or not. And you know, such a case, he got kidnapped. Yes, because for the past 2 months now, he is nowhere to be found. Up to present, we can see him in running from here and there. There's no family member to join because especially this case is all about money. And no one will be willing to spend their money on such case. So for that reason, I alone. And this case has also made me to be a college dropout. The killing of my brother, it was something planned by a group of people that just decided to do it because they searched beyond all There is no rich person there, and we're from a poor family, no father. So for this reason, they did it and nothing will come out, and that's what's still going on.
Meanwhile, Jerome has accused the court system in Grand Bassa County of downplaying his case due to lack of money to follow up on the matter.
The court too said they changed the crime from manslaughter to negligent homicide. They took somebody's blood from in and dreamed the person's blood, and then you call that negligent homicide. It is something very pathetic. It's not something that the government will sit and then they compromise. I went to the county attorney for Grand Bassa. His name is Samuel Jacob. But Samuel Jacob said before he jumped into the case, government lawyer who served as prosecutor, he said he can't join the case unless I buy him beer or cold water. I never had money, I begged him. He said no. At last, I gave him $2,600 LD, which equivalent to $25 USD. At the time, the rate was 106. Since then, the only thing he told me before he take part into the situation, I should go and write a letter to the court appealing that I need my brother's body to be buried. That which I said no, because if the body has been buried, then there will be no case. There will be no evidence. The body has still been kept at the funeral home. Wow. From September 11 up to present, there's no justice. I have met so many hierarchies. No justice. So the only person now I have hope and trust in God first, it is the President for the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency George M. Weah.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this episode of Situation Report on Live TV. But before leaving you, let's recap major stories we've been following here today. President Weah and entourage navigates the vicinity of the Providence Island, suggesting the area as Liberia's next capital. UNMIL Special Representative to the Secretary General, Mr. Faris Zarif, thanks the institution for its magnificent and outstanding work in Liberia. 33 aggrieved interim doctors threaten a go-slow action if government fails to provide their monthly stipend. Many thanks for your viewing role, and thanks to all those who contributed scripts towards this edition of Situation Report. For more news and information on this station, you can log on to our website at www.livetvonline.com or find us on YouTube at Light Communications Investment. My name is Yekiazi Zobel, bidding you a pleasant goodbye.
Audio Jungle.